went back to Washington State, where I'm from, in September 2021 for yet another cousin wedding. My husband had never been to Mount Rainier National Park, so we decided to do the Sunrise Rim Trail, which is basically somewhat around the base of Mount Rainier, though not all the way around, or at least we didn't do it all the way around. I'm pretty familiar with Mount Rainier National Park. I went there several times as a kid. My dad has summited Mount Rainier around a dozen times, and my brother about half dozen times. I've only been up to Camp Muir, which is halfway, 2 different times when I was a kid, once when I was 11 and once when I was 16. We also did the Sunrise Rim Trail when I was a kid with my cousins and grandparents and our 2 dogs. This was back when dogs were allowed on the trail for my grandparents' anniversary about 20 years ago. It was a little bit different than I remembered. We also ran into 2 skinny dippers in Shadow Lake during that trip, but I will show you Shadow Lake later on in the video, minus any skinny dippers. I guess it was just a little too cold at this time of year. Some facts about Mount Rainier. It is the largest volcano in the continental US, keyword continental US. The largest volcano in the US and in North America in general is Mount McKinley in Alaska. Mount Rainier stands at 14,000 and I believe 400 and some change feet, which is around 4,390 meters. It hasn't erupted in several hundred years. So of course people built suburbs and all sorts of things in the Lahar paths underneath the volcano, or in front of the volcano, excuse me. There's all sorts of towns, so these will all be wiped out the next time it erupts. The Lahars will be made from glacial melt off the volcanoes, which Mount Rainier has just tons of glaciers. So that'll be pretty bad when it erupts. It'll most likely be devastating for the Pacific Northwest region. Washington in itself has 5 volcanoes. And again, my dad and brother, of course, have climbed all 5 of them. I've only been up Mount St. Helens when I was 6, and then of course up to Camp Muir on Mount Rainier, and I haven't been up any others.